Good evening, everybody. I'm sure you've noticed I have been slid over slightly to the left. Y'all know what that means. I mean, I would hope at this point. It's another night of me ranting about something I'm passionate about and desperately trying to make sense. Even though more than likely I'm not going to at all. But we'll see. We'll see. I do want to yap with y'all for a little bit first before I get to it, because I want to give people a chance to come in. Because I mean, I'm literally streaming during like most East Coast dinner times, so you know what I mean. Give people a chance to finish their food, get the asses in here if they want to. But yet again, I was not able to take the time to fucking put together a PowerPoint for this rant. No, Kimmy, they should eat their dinner. You know my fucking opinion on that. Don't joke about that. No, people need to eat. People need to eat. Y'all know how it went last time with the fucking Silent Hill one. I wanted to put together a PowerPoint for it, and I never did. And well, let's just say the more things change, the more things stay the same. Because I didn't do it for this one either. I really wanted to, and I never did. So I'm gonna just desperately hope that these little bullet points I gave myself are going to be enough. Hi, Ollie. Yeah, I'm playing it by the seat of my pants today, because I'm an idiot. This is gonna be fun, especially because I'm probably gonna be pissing off a lot of people. I know how many fucking people hate Sword and Shield. Oh man, I cannot wait to commit a social suicide yet another fandom. This is gonna be fucking entertaining. Also, thank you for the 30 stream streak, wife, and 40 stream streak Kit Kat. Yeah, streaks are always good. Yeah, no, I know Kimmy loves Sword and Shield, like especially because of Dynamax Adventures, which she's doing later tonight, which is going to be fun. I might join unless there's a full party. Then I'll let other people do it. I get to do it. I get to play games with my wife all the time. All I want. You know, my wife. I literally live with her. But yeah, today's rant is going to, well, if I ever yeah, I have over 500 hours of Sword and Shield, a lot of nostalgia. You better piss me off. I mean, haven't I already been not playing Elite Y yet? I mean, what? I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say a fucking thing. I will get to it eventually, I promise. I just got a lot of games I'm in the middle of right now. I hope you. I haven't forgotten. I promise. I will at some point. I will get to it. I want to watch you suffer. You will! If you've watched any of the fucking Elite Redux VODs, you know how crap I am. I don't have brain power. I'm gonna get fucking stomped. That a Kalos wrong. Yes, it is. Ollie put it together himself. I'm pretty sure. Would you like me to invite you to? Would you like me to have invite you to Ollie's server? Ollie, of course, with your permission. Because I know my wife will go feral over it. Always. Bet. Let me invite my wife. You know, Calzo's your favorite. I'm 90% sure it's your favorite, specifically because you get to like customize your trainer so fucking much. I could be wrong, very likely wrong, honestly, but that's always been my thought on it. There you go, wife. Now have the invite. In wife pleases. Yeah. I love the environments how they use 3D space. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. X and Y have a really unique style that Alola, that Sun and Mood try to replicate and failed miserably at, sadly. Like, they look good in their own right, and they should have gone for a more unique style to themselves. But the way Kalos is, it's really good. Like, I think Kalos is better executed in X and Y than it is in ZA. Like, that obviously that's heavily biased because we're stuck in fucking Lumoy City, but I still stand by that opinion. Ah, yes, the wife has successfully joined the server. Good job. Hello, Mr. Manager. You have made it in time. Look, I ain't gonna pronounce anything French correctly if I fucking can. Oh, damn, I'll be making fun of you in VC when you stream it. Please do. No, I make fun of myself plenty. You're totally allowed to. It's not French, Pelosi. It is Pokey France. I'm sorry, it's Pokey France. You getting it by me. You got fucking people named Jacinthe and Labon in there. I'm sorry, it's Pokey France. Sorry, I was taking a sip of iced coffee. I need my I need fuel for tonight. Unfocused rants are a pain in my fucking balls, especially because I much prefer to have like an actual setup here. But I don't, because I'm stupid. So yeah, I'm just gonna fucking wing it tonight. We'll see how things go. Stream sometime next month to go in blind. Good. Go in blind and suffer, dear. I believe in you. I believe in you. I only have a few ideas of what Ollie has done to the game. Just add a le in front of everything, makes it French, right? No, la makes it female in Spanish. You do le for French, like le fiche. You know what I mean? Le mademoiselle, shit like that, you know? But all right, we're giving the French more time than they deserve on my stream. Let's talk about Pokey Britain, I guess. I have no idea how to segue this if y'all can't fucking tell. Let's go. Welcome to Devil's Advocate, everybody, where I hopelessly and unfocusedly attempt to make a point about something, and usually probably piss people off in the process. Today, talking Pokemon Sword and Shield, its themes, and how 90% of the Pokemon fan base is functionally media illiterate because they don't fucking recognize those themes of the game. And I mean, like, it's so bad that a lot of people hate the games because, oh, it doesn't have a good story. Yes, it fucking does. The pieces of it are right there in front of you and formed very well. You are just an idiot and do not understand. So, I am going to attempt, horribly more than likely, to put together a argument in favor of Sword and Shield. And I guess if we're going to talk about it, let's just start with the themes I'm going to be defending here. There are 3 primary themes in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There is past versus present versus future. Yes, that is a theme. It will need more explanation as time comes because I can't find a current way in words to explain it. But trust me, past versus present versus future is a major theme of Pokemon Sword and Shield. To the point that the box legendaries are emblematic of it. Theme number 2, expectations. The expectations one puts on themselves, the expectations others put upon them, the expectations of society on people. Expectations. Very straightforward. A huge, ever-present theme in the game. And finally, number 3, personally I think the one that's the most obvious, but apparently also the one that went over the most people's fucking heads, not judging a book by its cover. And before I even like start dissecting characters, I'm going on a tangent on this first theme right now, because this right here is the vast majority of reasons why fucking people hate Sword and Shield. Every fucking time somebody claims that Team Yell was a bad, evil team, I wish to depart from the mortal coil. Team Yell are not an evil team. Team Yell are a pastiche of British soccer culture. They are over-dedicated fans. They're loud, they're obnoxious, they're dressed in team clothing and have their hair dyed and face painted to be in the stands. They fucking walk around with vuvuzelas and fucking signs. They are not an evil team. Because I'm ranting, Peachy. Because I'm ranting. Team Yell is not an evil team. They have never been an evil team. You want to know what the evil team of Pokemon Sword and Shield is? Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos is the evil team of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Team Yell are not fucking an evil team. They never were. The fact that people claim that they're an evil team just proves how fucking media illiterate they are. Literally anybody can go online to YouTube and take fucking 5 seconds to type into the search bar British soccer fan chants to hear the completely and totally unhinged shit they will say and do. Team Yell is just fanboys. They're punks or sweeties. Exactly. It's just they're not doing anything bad. They're just being fucking stupid fans. Like, it's not that hard to understand that. Oh no, they're an evil team. No, they fucking aren't. What do they do a single thing remotely evil in the game? Oh, they block up routes. Yeah, because they're holding a fucking tailgate. Quite literally, they are holding a fucking tailgate in the middle of the route. Oh no, that's so evil. They're totally doing it to fuck with you, aren't they? No, they're just oblivious fucking fans. And the fact that people don't seem to get that through their thick fucking skulls just proves that for some reason, not judging a book by its cover is the theme of Sword and Shield that has been missed by and far the most of any of them. Past versus present versus future is extremely obvious and blatant. You can't fucking ignore it because of the box legendaries. Expectations is obvious because the 3 primary rivals are blatant fucking examples of how expectations work. But not judging a book by its cover is so in your face that ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist, or worse, not even realizing it and taking things at face value, just shows an intense level of media illiteracy that I can only describe as damning. And that's the reason I even wanted to go do this rant today in the first place. Because Sword and Shield, while being weak in many areas, the Pokedex, the wild area functionally being cool, but in practice kind of a waste of time. The DLCs functionally invalidating both the game and the DLC before it with the Pokemon they introduce. They have plenty of issues, trust me. Themes and story is not one of them, and never will be one of them. So I'm sticking my neck out here under the guillotine, but metaphorically, and probably literally in some cases, to fucking call people out for being stupid. And I don't give a damn. And you know what? Time to get to my point. I mentioned the 3 rivals being a great fucking example of these 3 themes. And I mean it. Hop, Marnie, and Bede, all 3 of them do an exemplary job of showing all 3 themes. And bonus points when it comes to Bede, because Opal is involved. And Opal is the best fucking character in the game. And that is specifically because she is entirely about past versus present versus future. I will get to her when I get to B, because Opal deserves her entire section for how well executed she fucking is. People hate Opal because of her design, and that pisses me off to a level that I cannot physically begin to explain. Opal is quite literally the single best character in the entire fucking game because she is entirely built around a single thematic, follows through on it, and ends up creating a character who goes from being completely and totally irredeemable and hateable to making them an actual even keel worthy rival. And that's not even going into her in general, that's just her actions. So people hating on Opal, I'm telling you right now, you are fucking idiots. Please exit my stream. I'm not even kidding. If you don't like Opal, get the fuck out of here. Because you're not going to enjoy the glazing that old woman gets. So, first off, we're talking about rivals. We obviously have to talk about Hop. Hop is the most hated rival in all of Sword and Shield. There is no debating this. And the reason why he is hated is because he feels bland. This is intentional. However, the execution of his character arc is lacking heavily, especially when compared to Marnie and David. I'm not going to lie. Of the three, Hops is the weakest. But Hop did this to himself. Thematically, Hop's biggest issue is his expectations. He is almost quite literally trapped in the shadow of Leon. To the point that in the beginning of the game, he can't see himself as anything other than a function of Leon. Leon's success is his success. He's going to go on and inherit Leon's success because he's Leon's little brother. He doesn't realize that he doesn't just immediately get to reap the rewards somebody else has already achieved. He has to earn them himself. He is functionally stuck in a future that isn't his. He is looking at a present of somebody else and assuming it will be his future without considering the path he has to take to get there. And that stunts him heavily as a character. And you could see it throughout the early game. He's way too positive, way too confident, compensating for his insecurity. Especially because he gets reality checked not once, not twice, 3 fucking times. The first time is when you get your starter, and you beat him, his Wooloo, and his starter by yourself. That's the first time Stout sets in for him. Because he just assumed he was going to be just as good as his brother. And he lost. In a battle where he had an advantage, he lost. And while he plays it off like he's okay with it, and he doesn't mind that he lost, and it's a learning experience for him, he's insecure about it, and it eats at him. Especially because Leon lords you with praise when you win. Now, obviously, things are different if you lose, but nobody's ever going to fucking lose to Hop. You have to go out of your way to lose to Hop. It's designed that way. Hop is meant to lose. You are meant to beat Hop. And then, the second time you fight him, yeah, he's improved. It's very obvious he's improved. But you still win. And that doubt creeps back in. And his facade cracks a little bit. A little bit. For a brief moment, he shows his insecurity at his loss. But then he puts back on the mask, he goes back into his little fantasy, and moves on. My first playthrough, I felt so bad for him. I wanted to lose to him so bad to help his ego. Yeah, but like, doing that wouldn't have been helping him. To make him lose is to make him learn. And that's where his third loss comes in and breaks the reality. His loss to Bede is ego death. There's no other way to put it. It's ego death. His false reality cracks. He is forced to accept, maybe I'm not as good as my brother. Maybe I can't do what he does. And that doubt begins to break him. And it's very obvious because he's a lot less effervescent. His heart doesn't seem to be in it as much. And I can't quite place when during the story. Maybe around the time you beat the second set of gyms. Hop has a revelation. And that revelation is, I don't have to be my brother. I can be successful in my own way. And once he has that mentality shift, things change. The confidence isn't a mask anymore. You can tell it's not fake it till I make it. It's, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. I can accomplish this. And seeing Bede change for the better doubles down to him down on his confidence. If Bede can change, so can I. If Bede can improve himself, even if it's just this little bit, I can do that too. And I'm Leon's little brother. Means I have a chance to do that better than everybody else. So, from going to thinking that he will be his brother and follow his exact footsteps, to becoming his own person, and ironically, in that moment, following in Leon's footsteps. He goes from desperately trying to follow the image of Leon that he had in his mind, to following the image of Leon that he now understands in his heart. He has broken through from the future he saw for himself and is now putting all of his effort into his present to create his own future. That is Hop's story. And you get to see the full fruits of this in the Galar Star Tournament. When you get to partner up with him or face against him, you can see that growth. Yeah, he's still bubbly, he's still happy, but it's no longer this childish pseudo-confidence. He's confident in what he's capable of. He knows he is a strong trainer. He can do what needs to be done to win. A loss is a loss, but it's not the end of the world. It's a learning experience. He grows from a child to a young man. But because of how poorly his arc is executed compared to Marnie's and Bede's, people don't get to appreciate that. And that's a damn shame. Honestly, a damn shame. If he was executed a little bit better, if he was more on par with the other two rivals in the game, you would not hear people complaining half as much about Hop. Because Hop is a really good character arc. It's a coming-of-age story. It's realizing you can do what someone else does in your own way. It's about learning that you don't just become the best. You have to work tirelessly at it through your weakness and your strength. Hop is underrated as fuck. And he is still the worst executor of the rivals, which means we only go up from here. And that means we're moving on to most people's favorite rival, Marnie. Now, again, not judging a book by its cover. Marnie is a big fucking example of that. People look at Marnie and they see her brother. Like, literally in game. That's basically the canon of Team Yell. Team Yell's not rooting for Marnie. They're rooting for, oh god, what the fuck is his name? Piers. They're rooting for Piers' little sister. They're not thinking about Marnie. They're thinking about Piers. They're not rooting for Marnie. They're rooting for Piers' little sister. The expectations of Team Yell have her as a function of her brother. They have decided her future for her. And her arc is all about learning to be assertive of who she is. She doesn't mind their support, and she shows this multiple times. While it's a bit much for her because she's a lot more reserved than Piers at first, she does at least appreciate what they're trying to do, even if it is misguided. But eventually, she realizes the issue, and that's her breaking point. And that's when she gets angry. And Marnie getting angry is her revelation, where she realizes that, yes, it is unfair the way they're treating me. I'm not my brother. I'm me. And from that moment on, after she gets angry, you'll notice how much more assertive she becomes as a character. The confidence is there, but it's not the same subtle, soft-spoken confidence that she had earlier in the game, when she was still being treated as a function of her brother. It's confidence of herself, and it's like a fully flowing confidence, if I could put it that way. It's not like, oh, these people believe in me, I guess I should believe in me too. It's, I believe in me, these people should believe in me. That's like really poorly worded. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best here, but eventually you'll notice that the team fans stop rooting for her as Piers' little sister and start rooting for her as Marnie. She proves to them and proves to herself, and by proxy to them, that she is worthy of being viewed as her own individual. And by the time you get to the end game, she has fully accepted her role as herself. She doesn't want to do what her brother does. She never had any desire to. She wanted to be a trainer, yeah, but she never wanted to be a rock star. She never wanted to do the gym leader job. But in coming into her own, she realized, wait, he doesn't want me. Piers doesn't want me to become the fucking Spike Mouth gym leader because he wants me to follow in his footsteps. He wants me to become the Spike Mouth gym leader because he knows I can have the ability to take over. I have the potential to fill this role. I'm not doing it for him. I'm doing it as myself. And that ability to separate herself from her brother, to functionally assert herself as her own person, is her arc, which makes her really, really easy to fall in love with, because let's be fair here, everybody knows what it feels like to have fucking expectations thrust upon you, especially ones you don't fucking want. Like, it's unreasonable to put expectations on people. Yes, everybody does it subconsciously. You literally are designed to, psychologically. But putting expectations on people is a great way to have those expectations shattered. But also, the expectations put up on you by other people are not something that you have to absolutely follow. Marnie took a while to learn that. She was stuck in the expectations of what Team Yell expected of her, what everybody else expected of her. They just expected her to become another Piers. She was not going to become another Piers. She never could. Her and Piers, personality-wise, are far too different. Piers has that ability to enrapture people, to bring them in. Marnie doesn't have that. Marnie is a lot more soft-spoken, a lot more introspective. She doesn't bring people in with her effervescent personality and her musical talent. She brings people in with her thoughtfulness, her care, and her talent with battle. Even Piers basically alludes to the fact that once Marnie gets more experience under her belt, she will become a better trainer than he is. That's why he wants to leave the Spike Mouth gym leader role to her, because he sees a bright future for her. one that she could not see for herself while trapped in his shadow. She saw the future that other people were trying to push upon her. Which also, like, side note, here's an exceptional older brother. Leon fucking sucks at one. Like, I know Leon wants to be a good brother. He really tries. But my man is too fucking autistic to be there for Hop when he needs him. He's too busy fueling Hop's insecurity by lording praise onto us and his other rivals. Leon, you are a problem. I know you have your own issues, trust me. Being battle-focused autistic does not give you an excuse to be a shitty brother. Side tangent over. And now that we've discussed Marnie, who's, like I said, the most straightforward of the three, we finally get to talk about my personal favorite rival. Everybody's most despised, not hated like Hop, despised, loathed, disdained. We're talking about Bede. Bede is my favorite rival in Sword and Shield for two reasons. Number one, personally, I love asshole rivals. I don't mind a friendly rivalry, don't get me wrong. But personally, when I'm playing video games, I like a rival who's a fucking asshole. I like a rival who pisses me off and lights a fire under my ass. A lot of people like a rival like that. That's why people fucking love Gary Oak. That's why people fucking love Silver. That's why people don't fucking remember Brendan or May as rivals. Because your rivals in those games feel like the fucking team leaders. Rivals who piss you off are good. They are not overrated. They just appeal to competitive people. And a lot of the time, people who play these games have a competitive nature. Let's be fair here. There's literally competitive Pokemon. I will not be hearing an argument otherwise. But number two, Bede is single-handedly my favorite rival in this game because of the arc he has. His arc is an inverse of Hop's. Rather than being trapped in somebody's shadow, Bede is trapped in his own ego. He was specifically chosen by Macrocosmos. He was chosen by Chairman Roche, just like Leon was. That makes him special. That makes him better. And he has the talent to back it up. Like I said, he fucking puts Hop in his place. Completely shit stomps him. He causes Hop's entire ego death. But he also loses to you. And he has his own insecurities. Which is why he has beyond an ego death. How do I put this other than Bede has an ego break? He's so obsessed with proving himself that he goes and does the thing he was never supposed to do. He messes with the monument, and he gets his specialness ripped away. And that causes an ego break, not an ego death. From that point on, he is trapped in insecurity. He still desperately clinging on to the hope that he is special. He is talented, worth people's time. And he, luckily, has this happen just in time, found by Opal. I'm taking a small break from Bede here because I need to explain Opal before I continue on, because Opal is the GOAT. I mean this. I said it earlier and I fully mean it. Opal is the best character in all of Sword and Shield. And that is because, for a single reason, she represents past versus present versus future as a theme within the game better than any character at all. Opal, in her past, was an incredibly talented fairy type trainer. She's been a gym leader for decades. Literal decades. Longer than Kabu, the second oldest gym leader in the region. And I'm still like 90% sure Kabu transferred out of Kanto. And he's been here and not been here that long. Opal has been a gym leader for decades. Her past speaks for itself. However, the past means nothing to her because she realizes that her time as the gym leader in the present is coming to an end. And she single-mindedly focuses on one thing: preparing for the future. And that's what makes her so important. She has a perspective that no other character in the game has, because not of her age, but because of what she believes in. She sees Bede and sees him suffering, and she completely fucking ignores it. I'm gonna be honest. She completely fucking ignores it. She is so caught up in her own vision for the future that she ignores it at first. But you'll notice she softens on him. She takes him under his wing, takes him under her wing, and she helps improve him. She humbles him, makes him learn to accept his limitation, and then teaches him how to break them. Something she had to have done time and again, stay where she is. And by the end of the game, she retires. She fully lets Bede take over. She has let her time as a gym leader pass. She knows that her time presently as a gym leader is over. Oh, I gotta hydrate and stretch. Got it. Excuse me. And he's taking care of me. But even in the Galar Star tournament, she's still looking towards the future. Her time in the present as a star in the spotlight might be over, but she still wants to facilitate that future that she sees in the region. She wants to let the region grow and become stronger. And so she continues to participate in the tournament to help the other gym leaders and the trainers in the tournament grow. She has literally decided that her past and her present no longer matter, and the only thing that matters is creating a bright future. And this doubles us back to Bede. Under Opal's tutelage, Bede goes from a miserable, hateful egotist to an annoying, egotistical, but humbled leader for the future. He has been given a second chance from somebody who understands that the future matters more than the present. He has been given a specific, unique perspective that he had been denying himself through his own egotism. And from that, he grows. But from that, you also, as a player, grow. Because even after everything that happens to him with fucking Rose and his thing. Your first impression of Bede makes you dislike him. And that's how you continue to view him. But subconsciously, you start to recognize this change. And by the end game, that hatred, that disdain for him, it changes. He still annoys you. He still talks himself up way too much and belittles other people, thinking he's God's gift to Earth. That's just part of his personality. You're not going to change that. However, been humbled enough to realize that other people hold value. And he doesn't go into a battle to crush people. He goes into a battle to interact with people. It's a really impressive turnabout for his character. They do an excellent job of turning someone who seems completely and totally unlikable and irredeemable into somebody you actually don't mind interacting with, who you don't mind battling, who you can have a modicum of respect for. And that is impressive as fuck. Especially because then you have to deal with characters. Oh god, I can't believe I have to fucking talk about these characters. And then you have to deal with fucking Swordbert and Shieldon. I dislike them enough that I am not getting their pictures to put on this fucking screen. Those two characters are only there to be obnoxious. And I mean it. Well, basically every other character within Sword and Shield. If you don't know what they look like, please look it up. Oh my god. Yeah, honestly, if you really want to see what they look like and see the stupidest fucking character designs in the existence of Pokemon, I encourage you to look them up. I am not wasting my time to go fucking get them on my screen. I hate them. Swordbert and Shieldon are literally just there. They are not representative of any themes of the game. And I mean this quite literally. They're not, they have nothing about expectations because they don't fucking learn anything. They're not past versus present versus future because they don't fucking learn anything. It's not judging a book by its cover because they don't fucking learn anything. Do you see the theme here? Swordbert and Shieldon are terrible characters, not because they have terrible fucking designs, but because they do nothing to bring value to the game. And I'm serious about this. They bring no fucking value to the game whatsoever. If they weren't there, the game would actively be better for it. They are just meaningless post-game annoyances designed to give the game slight padding. And that puts a terrible taste in a lot of people's fucking mouths, trust me. Like, me especially, obviously, if I'm being this fucking hot about it. They literally take an extremely enjoyable experience and fucking ruin it! I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to who have said that they didn't like Sword and Shield, and I asked them when I asked them if they beat the game, they immediately go, yeah, but then I had to deal with these two stupid losers who look like fucking idiots, and I'm like, I just can't even argue with it at all because they're terrible fucking characters. They bring no value to the game at all. They're there just to be an obstacle to extend the game. What do you like? It like, I'm sorry. They frustrate the fuck out of me. All right. We've hit the end of my bullet points. I'm sorry, everybody. At this point, we are going fully fucking off the cuff. We are going fully fucking free balls to the wind. I have nothing left to try and figure out how to organize shit. So we're just gonna see where this goes, and I'm gonna hopefully keep a focus. Probably not gonna happen, but we'll see. All right, I guess I guess the next thing to cover would probably be Macrocosmos. Because Macrocosmos is really interesting. Like I said earlier, they are the true evil team of Sword and Shield. And what's interesting about them as an evil team is that they're not doing anything intrinsically evil. They're just over-infrastructured, if that makes any form of sense. Like, people shit on Rose for being a villain. Y'all are giving that man way too much credit. He's not smart enough to be a villain. And I mean that quite literally. Chairman Rose is not an intelligent man. He is a man with good intention, but he is fucking stupid. And his team also sucks. But that's proof of my point. He's not evil. He's actually a really good-natured guy. He's trying to do a good thing. It's just, he's fucking stupid. You get the only for 10 minutes. Yeah, that's because, again, Macrocosmos, they're evil in the fact that they're the infrastructure. They're what causes the darkest day in the long term. And it's only under Rose's orders. But again, he's not doing it to be evil. He's not trying to summon down fucking Eternamax Eternatus to wreak havoc upon the Galar region and make people fucking suffer for what they're done. He's trying to solve an energy crisis. One of the artists I follow made him actually evil in their AU and it felt wrong. It is wrong. He's not evil. He's just fucking dumb. You actually, like, literally, any interaction with that man, you could tell there's not a fucking single thought going on in his goddamn head. It was Stick with a Q. Oh my god. What a loser. I'm sorry. Like, again, proof of the fucking media literacy issue in the goddamn game. People saying that Rose is evil don't fucking pay attention. Every interaction you have with that man is genuine. He is a genuinely good guy. He is genuinely trying to accomplish a good thing. He's just fucking stupid. He doesn't consider what potential consequences his actions will have. He doesn't know Eternatus Eternamax is gonna fucking happen. Nobody even knows fucking Eternatus exists for 90% of the fucking game. How are you gonna tell me that this motherfucker is as evil as characters like fucking Lysander and like fucking Cyrus and like fucking Maxi? You can't. They don't compare. Three of them are legitimately irredeemable people. And I mean that ZA redeeming Lysander is bullshit. And one of them is a fucking himbo. Legitimately trying to do the right thing and making a mistake. But no, that makes him evil. No! No, it fucking doesn't! Does the person who gives out a bigger piece of cake to a child than an adult is that make them a bad person? No! They're trying to be good to the child. So people who say Rose is evil, no, he's fucking not. And you know what? You want further proof? Look at his fucking brother. Look at his fucking brother in the Crown Tundra. Look at Peony. Peony is too stupid to function in human society. Sorry. Oh, yeah. True. I didn't even think about that. Sorry, Kimmy got rid of something and I was just curious as to her reasoning. But, back on topic. Peony, Chairman Rose's brother, is so fucking dumb that he is quite literally able to be puppeteered by a Pokemon. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but Pokemon generally puppeteer humans. They can, like, hypnotize them and give them suggestions, or, like, invade their dreams and make them think they're seeing shit.
But Pokemon aren't supposed to be able to full-on puppeteer a human being. Peony has so much empty space between his ears that Calyrex was able to puppeteer him so easily that he was even able to speak through him.
This is... Hey, Chris. But this instance with Peony being puppeteered by Calyrex is one of the few times we ever see a Pokemon communicating to us through a person. And it's one of two of my recollection that occur during during the games. Most of the time, this shit happens during the anime. And most of the time, it's the human has to be accepting of the Pokemon to be able to let the Pokemon speak through him. Calyrex just usurps dominance over this man's unconscious body and puppeteers him around. It speaks through him with his vocal cords. You cannot tell me somebody related to someone that stupid, who has also proven their own fucking stupidity, who is also proven to be just as good-natured as his fucking brother, and is doting, could be an evil person. The closest... Rose is by no means a villain, he's just an example of the future theme. He's thinking too far into the future. Exactly, the energy crisis he's trying to solve is at least for another 1,000 years. Who knows, maybe there are other ways to solve it. He's just dumb enough that he only can see one way to solve things like that. Exactly. The closest we have to an evil character isn't even evil. It's repressed. And now we get to talk about, I think, Kimmy's favorite character in all of Sword and Shield, Oleana. Oleana is peak, don't judge a book by its cover. Especially because it leaks through to her character design. Every time you interact with Oleana, that woman is composed, controlled, in control. Any decision Rose needs to make is made by Oleana existing. Because she makes sure that man does his job. She is functionally the entire reason Rose is able to be effective. But that's not who she is. That's not at all who she is. As a matter of fact, who she is angry. Someone with a lot of pride, with a lot of ego, holding herself back to work this job under a man who I know for a fact she doesn't even view as an equal, much less her boss. She treats him like a fucking puppy, keeping him on task, making sure he doesn't do something that he's not supposed to. And you get a hint of this through her character design. Before you ever actually get to see her give in to her emotions and let herself be free from her repression in her battle against you. You have been given a hint of it the entire time through her character design. I'm going to quick grab an image of Oleana because I need to physically show this because a lot of people don't even notice it. Quite literally, because it's just that fucking subtle. This is going to be an interesting one. I know Kimmy knows the answer here, so I'm not going to let her respond. So I want to see if anybody in here can figure out what it is about Oleana's design that lets you know what she's really about. Because it's really interesting. It's right in your face, yet deceptively well hidden. Here we go. Here's Oleana. Now, what aspect of her design gives you a hint of the truth? It's right in front of your face. It really is. It's extremely obvious in retrospect, too. Because it's subtle, but not too subtle. It's a distinct part of her design that stands out. But remains hidden enough underneath her businesswoman's attire that you don't notice. Are you ready, kids? That's right, Toasty. Look at her collar harness combo. Now, pardon my French, but I can't think of a normal businesswoman who would wear bondage gear under her office worker's clothes. And, oh, shut up, Kimmy. That's what I was going to say. Bondage gear is oftentimes used as a symbol of repression. Not just sexual. A lot of the time sexual, because people don't like to put in extra effort to think about things. But BDSM gear, bondage gear, is always a representation of repression. And Oleana is repressing herself. She is forcing herself to be subservient to someone she believes she is better than, that she constantly talks down to and belittles and treats like a child. And the only time she is allowed to let go is the time she gets to battle you. And she fucking lets go. She drops the guys completely. She goes full on insano bitch. And it's the only time in the game where she's true to herself. And you know what? You can tell how much she's enjoying it. You can tell how much she's freed by the experience. She's no longer stuck in a role that she doesn't feel suits her. She's doing something she feels she belongs doing, that she's competent and capable of doing. She's not working under someone she doesn't believe in. She's doing something for herself, and she believes fully in herself. But she's not evil. And that's the real tongue twister here. In all truth, Pokemon Sword and Shield has no true evil team. Because again, Macrocosmos isn't really evil. Macrocosmos is just under the jurisdiction of Oleana and Rose. They are the institution. They are the structure and stability of the region. They're not evil. They have to do their job. Oleana isn't evil. She's a very repressed individual doing something she fucking hates because it's a good job and she can influence the country. And Rose isn't evil. Rose is just fucking stupid. Rose is so focused on the present, so focused on the future, a future that he's not going to even see, a future that's so far off that the issue won't become an issue for a long time, that he's blind to the present and the potential consequences of his actions. And again, nobody even fucking knew Eternamax was a thing. Nobody knew Eternamax was a fucking thing. Eternamax Eternatus was basically a last minute oh fuck for everybody. Because it's not really alluded to on the monument. Like, it is in the what's it called? It is in the tapestries. But even that, it's so fucking archaic, you don't know what to make of it. Is it a figurative hand coming down? Is it a literal hand coming down? Is it just a representation of a Gigantamax Pokemon? Nobody knows. So when Eternatus finally appears and then becomes Eternamax Eternatus, it's a surprise. Nobody knew this was gonna happen. Not Rose, not Oleana. The only things that knew that this could happen were Zacian and Zamazenta. And that's because that's their theme. The box legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta, are past versus present versus future. They saved Galar in the past
They remained to save Galar in the present and will remain to save Galar in the future. They are the guardians of the region. Time is meaningless to them. Only action is relevant. That's why, even though you have to interact with them like once, maybe twice in the story, if I remember correctly, before you actually deal with Eternamax Eternatus in that really cool fucking battle with the two of them hopping you in a Gigantamax raid fight against Eternamax Eternatus. They're basically non-existent except for what's representative of them on the monuments and in the crypt and on the tapestries. They don't need relevance within the story because they're there to function for a specific duty. They are quite literally representations of chivalrous guardians. They are only there and noticeable when they're doing their job. Which is really funny, because then, again, we come back to these two stupid motherfuckers, Swordbert and Shieldin, who think just because their names are Swordbert and Shieldin and they have a fucking sword and shield for fucking hair, that they think that they belong, that Zacian and Zamzenta belong to them. I fucking hate these idiots. I'm sorry. They really do have no point in the story other than to just extend the runtime and piss you off. I'll let that go. But yeah, no, there's a lot of shit in these games that's completely totally misunderstood and completely and totally just glossed over. And like, all right, quick rapid fire of some of the gym leaders. Milo, he is a farmer. He is a nurturer. His job is to look towards the future. He tends to animals. He grows plants. He is the first gym leader you face on your journey. He's there to prepare you for your future. That is literally his role. He is thematically whole by being a farmer. He is literally nurturing you and helping you grow. It's so fucking straightforward. I don't understand how some people don't fucking get that. Nessa is entirely trapped in the present. She's an idol. She's a fashion model. She's an athlete. The entire, like, the vast majority of entertainment media seems to revolve around her, what she does, and what she's wearing. She doesn't have a chance to think about her past or look towards her future because she has to make sure her presentation of herself in the present remains the same. Which is also interesting as to why they paired her with water type, because that would require an intense level of fluidity of personality. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to handle all that expectation that others have put upon you and still be able to function and succeed shows an intense level of go with the flow and ability to bend with the punches that very much so feels representative of water type in general. And now give me a sec, I have to hydrate again. Good water. And you know what? Let's continue on the journey right now. Kabu is trapped in the past. And people don't realize it. He literally gives you proof of it. He literally gives you proof of how trapped in the past he is. Because he gives you his rare fucking card. His rare fucking what's it called? Elite card is one from him when he was younger. When he wouldn't have graying hair. He had a full head of normal black hair. Abu was trapped in the past. He's so focused on trying to keep up his fucking, like, he's this illusion that he's not too old to keep going, that
he's not out of place in his job, that he's still worthy to himself, I guess. But then this man's rare card isn't even representative of who he currently is. Look at his rare card. Look at that full ass head of hair. That full ass head of gray hair. That's not who Kabu is. That's who Kabu was. I have a question about Galar for you. Okay, Kimmy, shoot. That's not a... Whatever. Whatever, Kimmy. I don't know. Maybe it's because you have weird taste. No, it's a question about the characters of Galar that's objective, not subjective. And I have no... I mean... Maybe it's because of the fact that part of the whole thing with Galar, the Galar League, is this pseudo-idol culture that they've also fostered, where the gym leaders are put on this pedestal above normal trainers, and there are big grand bouts involving them on what is basically amounts to a stage for a Pokemon field, like in a stadium. It could also just be that the Pokemon Company are a bunch of pansies and only use very, very appealing designs. And especially for a 3D game on their brand new system, they wanted to make every character as approachable as humanly possible without really considering anything else. That's why Sonya's so unapologetically sexualized in her character design. I fucking mean it. This girl has fucking heart hair clips in her ponytail. And in her bangs. It's subtle, but they made her as humanly appealing as possible. But more on topic again to what I was saying, despite that. Look, that's what Kabu actually looks like. This is what you deal with. This is what you face in game. Not this guy with a full head of black hair, who this young man still in his prime. You're facing Kabu in his older age, a little past his prime, not as much of a spring chicken as he used to be. Possibly even after he got knocked down a few pegs, and potentially dropped in the rankings in the Galar scene. Kabu is desperately trapped in the past, trying to ignore the present, so he doesn't have to acknowledge that his future is bleak. He's the exact opposite of Opal, which is what makes it so funny that they get along so well. Maybe it's because Kabu can't deny the truth to Opal because she sees through it, or maybe it's because Opal's just chill like that. I don't fucking know. Let's see. I gotta start remembering other Galar gym leaders at this point because I am starting to get mentally fried. Don't mind me, I'm very fucking very out of like I said, I'm very unfocused here. B, the fighting gym leader, trapped in the present. She cannot see a future, if that makes any sense. She is so focused on the now that there is nothing beyond the now for her. All she cares about is what's going on in front of her. There's very little thought of what her future is, because she doesn't care. She only cares about the now. She's a very present focused character. I will also not lie, I'm not touching on the Shield's exclusive gym leaders because I never played Shield. But I would assume, judging by everything I know about Alistair, he's probably also trapped in the present, but also trapped by his own introversion. Hence the mask. Oh, right. Gordy. Ugh. Wish fucking Sword had Melanie, but oh well. I fucking hate Gordy, don't mind me. Gordy is a very shit character. Mostly because his theme isn't don't judge a book by its cover. It's not expectation or past versus present versus future. His theme is... Well, I mean, I guess his theme is expectation. Because he also has an ego. But it's unearned ego. Like, in my opinion. He touts... I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you about Gordy. Gordy is a very annoying character to me. Because it feels like they wanted to do a lot more with him than they did. He feels very half-assed. Like, maybe it's because I think fucking, shit, what's her name? I think Melanie is a better character because she actually, like, has a personality that isn't just, oh, I'm a cool gym leader, I'm just objectively worse Raihan. But, like, I don't know. I feel like I've already discussed enough for here that I don't really gotta go into it as much, but to reiterate, he's also about not judging a book by its cover because, I mean, fucking, the guy's design is insane. Legitimately fucking batshit insane. This is a man who gives no fucks about what other people think of him. He is there for himself and his own enjoyment. Which, I mean, considering his profession as a fucking rocker, makes total sense. But, looking past that, you get to also see that he's a really fucking good sibling. He's extremely supportive of Marnie. Like, to the point that he even gets on Team Yell about not letting her be her own person. He's a good older brother. He really is. Especially when compared to Leon, who's just sort of too busy being a battle autistic. Not like it's a bad thing. Like, every autistic people are allowed to have their interests and shit, but like, also be a good sibling, you know? Oh boy, and then Raihan. The better version of Gordy. Raihan is unapologetically trapped in the present because he's too busy thinking about a future that will never happen. Like, whether or not Raihan fans want to hear it, Leon is significantly better as a trainer. Raihan is a fucking hack. He has an actually really good team and plays it like shit compared to Leon. Leon actually has a kind of mediocre team, but he's put so much fucking training into the goddamn team that doesn't matter. And finally, the champion himself, fucking Leon. Let me get an image for Leon. Leon is one I have weird opinion on. Representation image up. There. Leon. Where do I begin? I guess the first thing we need to discuss with Leon is that this is a very unhappy person. Which is weird to think about, right? Like, he's very happy. He enjoys what he does. He's very happy being the champion. But he is a very unfulfilled person. Because he has been the best for so long and desires challenge so much. Leon slander, I live. But Leon is basically the prototype for Nimona. Leon desperately wants a challenge. Leon desperately wants to go against somebody who will push him to his absolute limit and that he might actually lose against. That's why he's so over complimentary of you when he sees you succeed. to Hop's detriment, obviously. But that's why he's so excited. And that's why when he loses as the champion, he doesn't go, oh, I lost. My life is meaningless now. Boo-hoo. He goes and starts the fucking battle tower. Because his dream wasn't to stay the champion of Galar. His dream was the same as Opal's. To help nurture Galarian trainers and help encourage them to become the strongest they could be. When you face Leon in the battle tower, he is happier than he ever was as champion. Even if he dresses like a fucking putz. Like, he's so fucking happy that he lost. And he's so excited for all this new potential that he goes and starts the Galarian Star Tournament. Taking the third starter and training it during your adventure is honestly such a cool touch. It really is. And like, that falls through with his thematic of being like the final test. Like, this is another thing you could have done, but you didn't. But the fact that he's basically the antithesis of what people are used to with a champion, where it's not somebody who sits there resting on their laurels because they're the champion and they know they're better than everybody else. It's somebody who's still actively striving to improve himself and has hit a wall, not because he hasn't found a way to improve, but because nobody can force that improvement upon him. He becomes a significantly better trainer later on when you face him in the battle tower. And it's very fucking obvious. Like, without question, it's very fucking obvious how much he improves. Oh, we got an art piece from Beck. Alright, shoot me a DM, you know the drill. But, Leon is a character whose primary arc is his unfulfillment. Like, and again, I will say this as many times as I need to. This man is also autistic as fuck when it comes to Pokemon battling. Just like Demona. He lives, breathes, shits, sleeps, dreams, ingests battling. It's all he can think about. It's probably why he has no fucking sense of direction. Because he's always thinking about fucking Pokemon. He also sees the potential of the player and actively asks him to push Hop to become a better trainer. This is true. I hate his fuck-ass Charizard, but I do think he's a good champion as a realistic one as a celeb. Yeah, no, fully agreed on both accounts. Like, Hop's eventual improvement as a person and as a trainer comes from his ego death. But it also comes from Leon making sure that Hop still had a friend to help him through that tough time. Again, it's another reason why Bede was so lucky that Opal found him during his ego break. He had somebody who was there to help him work through that tough time and improve himself. And in the end, Leon gets to see how much Hop has grown as a person and as a trainer. He's proud of Hop for becoming his own person. And it shows because there's a complete and total different level of respect between Hop and Leon when they talk at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game during the Galarian Star Tournament. It's not, oh, hey, little bro, you're doing good. It's, Hop, it's time to battle. He views Hop as an equal. He no longer views Hop as his little brother. He views Hop as another equal and a trainer to face in battle. This is why Leon may be the best champion. He's realistic. He's actually helping to foster his region. Don't say Gita. Don't say Gita. Don't say Gita. Don't say Gita. And also, just in general, he has an actual character arc over the course of the game. There's not a single other champion who you fight, except for Kieran, who has an actual character arc you get to experience and see them grow. The only other one is a technicality, and that's your character in Sun and Moon. Gita is not the worst champion, though. Diantha might be hated. Lance is doing, like, fed shit. Most others are fairly inactive during the story. Yeah! Like, the only other champions who are really doing... The only other champion who's really doing their job is Lance. And he's pulling double duty dealing with the fucking crime and shit of Johto and Kanto. Like, maybe the next closest on, like, on good champions is Cynthia. But that's not because, like, she's actually out there doing champion shit. Is you realize as you play over more of the games she appears in, 90% of the time, she's fucking off to go find a good fight. But she is such an exceptionally talented trainer that she is the champion because there's nobody to fight her. In essence, Cynthia has a lot of the same issues that Leon does. But the difference is, Cynthia doesn't experience a character arc. Cynthia remains the same character every fucking time you meet her. She doesn't grow or change. And Leon does. Cynthia is still the same character every time you encounter her. She always is bored because there's nobody to challenge her. She's always satisfied when she fights against your trainer, whether or not she wins or loses. Not Leon. Leon's never satisfied. So Cynthia hides in a random house and murders unsuspecting traitors in a later gen. Basically, she's so fucking needy when it comes to finding somebody to give her a challenge that it becomes her primary character trait. Which fucking sucks because Cynthia is a really fucking cool character, a really fucking good trainer, and it waters her down immensely. She is saved by her anime and manga counterparts because her game counterpart is just, I am a tough trainer. Fight me. Oh, that was a wonderful battle. Thank you. Goodbye. Meanwhile, Leon out here, right fucking battle. That was a blast. I can't wait to battle you again. No, you're not getting away. Come to my battle tower. There's gonna be a shit ton of strong trainers there. And I gotta make you beat every single one, because I'm gonna do it too. I'll get your ass here too. You know what I mean? He doesn't settle. He wants to keep growing. He's not content being a good trainer. He's not content being the best trainer. He wants to be his best. He wants to excel to the next level he sees for himself, whether or not he can achieve it. And I mean that fully because, as you know, when you fight him in the battle tower, you can still whip his ass there too. And he's just like, oh shoot, you beat me. Cool, I have to keep training now. Later, he gets to do the thing he loves more and more and more. He's fully invested into it. He's what would become the basis for Nemona in Scarlet and Violet. The difference is, they introduced Nemona as a rival before they introduced her as a champion intentionally. Because Leon was put on a pedestal and Nemona was not. And that's a huge way to differentiate how your brain reacts to it. You see Leon as the champion, you see him putting on his show, you see him literally beat Raihan's ever-loving ass in the opening cutscene. And you're just like, yeah, I can't wait to battle that guy. Let's go. That's my end game. Meanwhile, Nemona's with you the entire time. She's just as battle focused. She's just as autistic about Pokemon as Leon is. But because she's viewed as your rival and not as a champion initially, even though you know she is technically a champion level trainer, it doesn't matter because she's your rival. She feels more like a nuisance rather than a goal. Until you realize the more you interact with her, she literally cannot interact with people unless it's involving battling, unless it's involving Pokemon. It's the same with Leon. His social skills are a fucking joke. Yeah, come watch me battle! Charizard pose! Charizard roar! That's basically his social skills. It's the same thing with fucking Nemona. Oh, you guys want to battle? Let's talk Pokemon. I love this. It's the same thing in a different coat of paint. And people people have a weird obsession with Nemona. But like, they also do with Leon. People will put Leon on this insane fucking pedestal compared to some of the other champions
who are legitimately better trainers than him. Like, even Nimona, I'm gonna level. But they're the same thing with a different coat of paint. They're battle autistic people. One's just already reached the highest rank and has been trapped there. And the other one is trying to find a reason to keep staying at that rank. Both of them don't want to settle, but for different reasons. Leon doesn't want to settle because he wants to keep improving. Nimona doesn't want to settle because she doesn't want to believe she's the only trainer who can keep up with herself. That's why Nimona becomes so fucking obsessed with your player character in Scarlet and Violet. Because just like Leon seeing the potential in you, Nimona sees the potential in you. And I don't know if anybody here has experienced this before, but I have. When you see somebody with a natural gift at something you're good at, there is a part of your brain that just clicks and gets excited. Because you see a challenge in your future. You see something you get to look forward to. And that does a lot to a person. Like, you got to think about it. Like, Leon has been the champion since, like, I would assume he's probably like maybe 11, 12 years old. He's like 17, 18 now. Think about how long he has been waiting for somebody to give him an actual challenge, to make him stop being this unreachable, unbeatable force of nature, and to bring him back down to being a person so he could be human and train again. And then compare that to Nimona, who's probably been a champion level trainer for maybe a year, 2 years tops, and is already starting to feel that issue, already starting to feel that disassociation to other trainers, because nobody looks at the battling the same way she does. Nobody has the same enthusiasm or investment as she does. And for both Leon and Nimona, when the player character comes along, somebody who they can see has sort of the most sources, Leon has been 20 and 25, so it's even longer then, but like that makes my point stand even more. The moment Leon and Nimona find in the player character and see that potential, that light goes off in the back of their head and their excitement starts to grow, and they can't contain it because they don't know how to contain it, because they have no fucking social skills. And like, what's funny is there's even more comparisons between Leon and Nimona that I could go into. Like the fact that they are heavily misunderstood by the community. People think Nimona is a yandere. No, she's not. She's just very autistic. People put Leon on this fucking unrealistic pedestal because he's the champion. He's the fucking autistic too. He's not special. It's weird how perception of the same character in a different position has, like, Nimona's also chronically lonely, but same with Leon. Leon doesn't relate to people. I mean, he blows off Raihan every time they fight because he knows Raihan can't keep up with them. Hey God, I thought someone hit him with the JoJo ray. Okay, fair. Leon's family at least stays home with them and loves him. That's true. We don't really know where the fuck Nimona's family is, do we? Like, I think that we know they're off vacationing or something, but like, otherwise, I don't know. Nimona's parents are fucking gone. Her ass is alone. I feel bad for her. Yeah. That probably also has a lot to do with her, like, social ineptitude. Like Nimona's social ineptitude is probably due to loneliness and, like, the desperate desire to interact and make relationships with people as a very repressed extrovert. Leon was just thrust into the limelight at an age too young to understand. He is extremely mentally immature.
Again, this dude throws up his fucking hand in a Charizard pose like he thinks this shit is the coolest thing ever. When it's dumb as fuck looking. He is still very mentally immature. Leon is Pokemon LeBron. No, I don't disagree with that. I think Steven's Pokemon LeBron. I'm not going to explain my reasoning as to why, though. But the TLDR is consistently effective. For some reason, always talked down and always shows up. That's basically my gist. Although I think the hat thing is kind of funny, though. God, what else is there to talk about with this? I'm so fucking mentally out of it. I'm trying to string together fucking arguments here, and I'm doing a very poor job, I feel. But no, like hold me for a second. Yes, please, if I give me a chance to hold my thoughts. All right, I'll be back. I must go take care of something for the Kimmy. Whee! I have returned, and I have more ideas. Because I just realized I've only talked about the base game. I haven't fucking touched on the DLC. And the DLC is another great place for characters with good heavy thematics. Well, I need to go get referencing. It's not even the hardest champion to beat, yet he's so satisfying to beat because of the fact that he's been cheering you on the entire journey. Feels more like a mentor or a big brother. He feels satisfied to beat because of that. Rarely hypes up his own skill. He's constantly hyping up everyone else, encouraging everyone to be the best trainer they can be. He's not trying to be the best in general. He just happens to have the skill to win. That's exactly what I'm talking about with him. He's not the best by proxy. He's the best because he put in a lot of hard work. He wants other people to feel the same kind of a success that he feels because he put in all that hard work. And he knows hard work is worth it. It makes it very, very entertaining to compare him to Nimona doing the exact same thing. Oh, there's one of them. Where are the others? Sorry, I'm busy gathering shit. There are other characters to talk about here. Where's the fucking go? No, I'm talking about. I need to focus specifically on the character. Also, the gag of him being asked directions is the funniest joke I've seen in any Pokemon game I've played. I mean, I'm going to be like one of the very few people here who actually say this. I personally think your rival's gag in fucking Diamond and Pearl and Platinum of saying that you owe him money is funny as shit. Let me bring his in up. There is one character from the DLC, specifically the Isle of Armor, I need to discuss. Even if, in my opinion, he's objectively just a worse version of Opal. And that is Mustard. What a name, by the way. What a fucking name. They named this man Mustard. This man is a condiment. I'm so sorry. You could have had such better names. He's funny, but he gets annoying real fast. Yeah, kinda. But to be fair, you learn why later on. Leon's just a consistent fun amount of funny throughout the game. Well, because he doesn't know, he's got the Roronoa Zoro comedy of errors thing going. But back on topic, Mustard, the former champion of the Galar region, the only other like super ancient character next to Opal, and functionally and sadly a repeat of the themes. His time is over. He's no longer who he was in the past. His present is entirely focused on preparing trainers for the future. The difference is, unlike Opal, who's doing it in a very specific methodology, Mustard is doing it on a wide scale to try and affect as many trainers as possible. Like, at one point, Leon was under Mustard's tutelage and then got lost because he wasn't able to go find the towers to get the Kung Fu. Fuck Urshifu, by the way. Anyway, Mustard is an interesting case because, unlike Opal, who's really, really set in her ways for what she wants the future to be, Mustard has a very malleable interpretation of the future. And this is shown through the Urshifu, as much as I fucking hate them. Between the Rapid Strike style, and I think it's the Surging Strike style, he is emblematic of the future not being set in stone. It is what you make of it. So, if there's a reason that him and Opal butted heads, which, spoiler alert, they did when they were younger, it's a very well-known and well-documented battle, apparently. When it comes to things, that's the thing they probably don't agree on. Opal has her idea of what she wants for the future, and she fully enacts it on beat and improves it for it, with it. Which is very, very, like, laser focused on what she sees for the future. Mustard doesn't really see anything for the future. He wants you to see that future yourself and to create that future for yourself. Again, Kung Fu and Urshifu are emblematic of this, as much as I fucking hate them. And that's really all he has, though, which is a shame. He's like, at least Opal has more to it than just, I'm here to teach the future. Okay, you passed. You know, Opal is more deep, more involved, more impactful. And I feel like basically just repeating the exact same thing over with Mustard was kind of a mistake. Like, while they obviously, like I said, while they have different approaches to it, it bugs me that it's still just the same thematic again. Reusing the same character arc implementation. Like, I won't lie, the way they replace Bede with either of the other two fucking Isle of Armor rivals. I don't remember their names. Avery and Clara, I think they are. Is interesting because Avery is so fucking focused on a future that doesn't exist. Ironic as a psychic, I might say, that he doesn't do enough in his present to make that future happen. Only by being humiliated by you multiple times does he stop hyperfixating on the future and start working towards improving himself in the present. And on the opposite spectrum of things, we have Clara. Clara is trapped in the present. She's so hyper aware of herself that she doesn't see past that for other people. She is so busy judging other books by their cover that she ends up being the perfect example of don't judge a book by your cover. She's got this sickeningly sweet overcoat of personality and design, but when you get down to it, she's toxic, she's venomous, and she's really, really fucking mean. And you humble the fuck out of her. You humble the fuck out of her and make her realize that she has to improve herself and can't just remain who she is. She has to fight for her own future. And your final fight with her, before you fight Mustard at the end of the DLC, she has fully come to accept this. She still wants to beat you, but it's not because she wants to prove you're inferior to her. She wants to beat you to prove that she has some merit. And even in losing, she realizes, wait a minute, I've proven I have merit. I gave my everything, and even if I didn't win, I accomplished something. There is still more to be done. And while she, again, much like Bede, the same with Avery, they still have their negative traits. They don't become defined by them. They become an aspect of their personality as they slowly improve as a person. And then fucking we get to the tundra, and I already went on my rant about Peony being an absolute literal fucking brainless moron, but nothing but goodness in his heart and cringe in his words. And I really don't think there's much to say about his daughter because well, a lot of the stuff with her was removed. Like, we were supposed to have a whole ass battle with her and everything. She's a perfect example of a character with wasted potential because they didn't include everything there was with her. There's a lot of I can't give a solid opinion one way or another on her because there is enough that has been left out that I don't feel like we got the full understanding of who she was. We have a rough idea, like she's a strong-headed, like a fucking hard-headed, strong-willed child who wants to go off and make a name for themselves and not spend all their fucking time around their overly attached father. But that's all we get out of her as far as her character goes. And then over the course of the DLC, obviously she softens up on her dad a little bit because of the whole thing with Calyrex, but like, that's it. That's it. Other than that, she's kind of wasted as a character. And that's a damn shame. Because she could have been a great example of another don't judge a book by its cover. Like, yeah, she obviously loves her dad and puts up a front of being annoyed and pissed off by him because he's cringe as fuck. I think every child does that with their parents, man. I don't think there's a single person who hasn't done that with their parents. And if you say you haven't, you're a fucking liar. But they don't let her be more than that. And they didn't give her a chance to be more than that because of all the shit that got left out. And that's a damn shame. Alright, I think I think I've just about burned through all of my arguments. There's other lesser important things here, like how certain Pokemon are representative of certain themes, like Grimmsnarl and Hatterene, the Grimmsnarl and Hatterene lines both being a representation of not judging a book by its cover, because as we all know, the Hatterene lines are a bunch of fucking psychopathic killers, and the Grimmsnarl line are more just goofy, funny guys until they become Grimmsnarl and then they turn pure fucking evil. I mean, what? There's past versus present versus future, because we have things like Sirfetch'd and Dragapult, representations of Renaissance and ancient past, paired with things like Toxtricity and Copperajah, very much so emblematic of the current present day. And then obviously we have fucking Metang and Metagross and other like robotic Pokemon as representations of the future. Off-topic news, yeah, sure, because I can't think of anything else to talk about really. Let me get Old Man Mustard off my screen and move my recenter myself. I think I've earned that. There we go. I get to be the center again. Hooray! Almost you got the shit beaten out of my Yushi cosplayer. Let's go! Good! Fuck that guy. Oh man, my brain is fucking mud. I hate trying to rant without actual focus. I feel like I'm trying to pull fucking gold out of moving water. Don't know what he's done. Please look it up. It's not TOS friendly. Okay, so good. He deserved it. I figured as much. Usually we don't celebrate that kind of shit before. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Yeah, it's a good thing that happened. God damn, my brain is fried after all that. Thank you all for putting up with my terribly unfocused rant about Sword and Shield and its thematics and media literacy, and me probably injecting way too much character into these characters. But nonetheless, fuck, I accidentally dropped something. Nonetheless, I appreciate your time, even if it was mostly wasted listening to an idiot ramble. It is still half an hour before Kimmy, and I legitimately do not know what to do for the rest of this game. Well, I'm going to see... Oh! Penny is live. Normally I would wait to raid into Kimmy, but my brain is absolutely fucking frazzled after all of this. Well, I'm gonna raid into Penny, because Penny fucking deserves it. Oof. Thank you all for putting up with my bullshit. I appreciate it. I don't really know what else to say today. Yap. See you next week. Yada yada. Stay safe, stay warm, and remember, please work on media literacy. Media literacy is a dying thing. Don't be like the average human being. Goodbye.